What is non-duality? Let's try and understand it using an analogy. So let's say that you think that you are your body, your mind, that form, right? That's a form. And then this body, mind, is a form. And there's a belief that we are separate. And any other person or any other tree or house or dog, those are also forms. Forms that we give labels. That form is a tree. That form is another person. That form is an animal. That form is a building. So we're seeing infinite forms. Just like in the ocean, we see infinite waves. So many waves, too many to count. When we see wave forms. And from the perspective of one wave to another wave, you're a wave and I'm a wave. I see, you're a little bit bigger than me. You're a bigger wave than I am. I want to be more like you. I want to be a bigger wave. Oh, look at that one. That's an even bigger wave. I want to be like that now, right? So I'm seeing all these different waves. And if I'm believing that I'm the wave and think that I'm only the wave, I'm just from that perspective, I'm seeing all the other waves, all the other waveforms. But what is the essence of a wave? What is the source of a waveform? The source of the wave is the ocean. So non-duality is that realization that at the level of our essence, that at the source level, that at the source, it's like the perspective switches from waveform to then ocean. And then there's the realization that all the waveforms, all of the infinite waves are in me, the ocean. But when it's happening, it doesn't really have the word me. There's just a shift where you're not the waveform anymore. You're the ocean. And as the ocean, there's not two. There's not a you and a me, a you and an I. Non-dual, not two. So it sees that, at the level of source, at our source, there is one. And it sees all the other waveforms as just an activity of the one ocean. The waves are simply waving. It's an activity of the ocean. The ocean is the one with the infinite activities. So there's a realization then that the form that you once thought you were, just the body mind, is an activity of the one source. And the one source, then there's that shift where then you have that direct recognition, the direct experience, the direct realization of being that source. Infinite expressions, the waves are are expressions of the ocean. Right? Just like the one source, the universe, infinite expressions. The diversity, the infinite diversity, verse, uni, one. At the source, it's one. From the perspective of an infinite expression, there's many different expressions, and they all seem separate. The diversity of expressions. From that perspective, there's separation, you and I. But realizing what you are, realizing your true nature, realizing your divine nature, realizing your self, the self. There's only the self. Just like in the ocean, there is only the ocean. Different forms, different waves, shapes and sizes. Even when the ocean goes into like a bay and rivers and lakes and streams and ponds, those are just other forms and labels. And that's what, essentially, it's like that's what the world is kind of made out of. Words and labels. Remove the words and labels. Remove the forms and labels. And it's just, there's no name. You can't say anything about it. It just is. Right? So it's that direct experience of that shift in perspective, where then you're experiencing life as the ocean and there's no separation. There's no separation. Everything that you're looking at, there's just this feeling of I. It's not even really a feeling, it's innate. I. Whatever you look at, it's you. You're seeing yourself everywhere. Not seeing yourself as like seeing all these little bodies of you, because that shifts. I'm not just the body. I'm not just that wave. I'm the ocean. I'm the ocean in the wave. And the wave is in the ocean. So it's this wholeness, this completeness, this fullness, that then you have this oneness with all the other waves. Because all the other waves, you're seeing them. This would be after the experience of the non-duality, where it kind of come back to duality, and you're seeing the dualistic expression, all the infinite expressions, but there's something that's still penetrating. You're seeing through it. You're seeing through the wave. And other people, they just see, that's a wave. Whereas after the experience, you see it and you're seeing through the wave. It's the ocean. You look at a lake, it's the ocean. Look at a stream, it's the ocean. Because where we divide, where we separate, where we create labels is all in the mind. The mind is creating these concepts that says, here's the ocean. This is the left ocean. This is the right ocean. This is the North Ocean. This is the South Ocean. We're even dividing just even these oceans. Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, right? It's just the one ocean. Where exactly does the ocean become the bay? Where exactly does the bay become the river? Where does the river become the stream? These are just concepts that we're putting these territories, these dividers, these separations on maps. But this is all conceptual. Because when you actually go and experience, you're experiencing just the ocean, and everything returns to that source. The one ocean, everything is that one source, the ocean. So it's a shift. It's a shift from, I'm just the wave and you're a wave, to then, now you're the ocean. You don't see another. I. It's all ocean. It's all me. then after the experience, there's then other people are treating you like a wave and you're kind of treating them like a wave, but there's also this thing that can't unsee it. It's just there. It's just there. You're seeing the wave, but you're seeing the ocean. You're seeing the ocean in the wave. You're seeing the unity in the diversity. The diversity, all these different people, different ethnicities and cultures and shapes and forms and genders, all that. But you are also experiencing the oneness, the unity at the exact same time. So hopefully that helps. It's something that you can kind of try and grasp it intellectually, but that's all it's going to be, is an intellectual concept. You can think that you can kind of grasp, oh, I know, and you can't even pretend. I mean, you could try. It's not the same though. It's not the same. With that understanding, is it going to help you in your life? Yes. Is it going to help benefit others? Yes, of course. Because if you just treat others as yourself, right? Just the same way as you don't like when people are angry at you, well, don't be angry at other people, right? Because it's really, see them as you, how you treat others, see them as yourself. And that's really that law of one is like the only law that we really need, right? If everyone just acts as the one, then you see that you don't really need any laws. You don't need morals and, this is how you should act. When you're just perceiving yourself, you don't need someone to tell you not to hurt animals. You don't need someone to tell you not to pollute the lakes and the oceans, which is just the oceans. But you don't need someone to tell you to burn all the forests down and deplete the world of its resources, because that's all seen as you. It's not limited to just humans. You see the one in animals. You see the one in trees. The trees literally, they feel like they're your lungs. It's like your lungs are right there. That's what's breathing. That's what's breathing. The ocean, it feels like that's the water in your body. Right? So everything, this unity, this oneness, this direct experience, it changes everything. But with that understanding, of course, you can definitely, it makes you more human, it enhances your humanity with that understanding, because then you're treating others as yourself. When you treat others as yourself, then you don't need a bunch of these rules not to kill people, hurt people, litter, all this stuff. Because you would then be perceiving, I'm just hurting myself. I'm just hurting myself. And that's a practice that you could actually practice with just this understanding, if it does interest you. Then just that type of practice can definitely help. But it's something that you can't continue to grasp it intellectually. It's not the same. If you're to say, it's like you're learning about something. You're learning about the experience of oneness, right? It's like you know about it. You rewatch the video, rewatch a bunch. It's like you're knowing about it. But to know it directly, see, the word is like just to know it instead of know about it. You can know about Costa Rica, but to experience Costa Rica is totally different. You can know about what it's like being Chinese, but unless you're actually Chinese, then you don't really know it. It's totally different. That's why the experience is necessary. That's why the experience, it transforms you. It's a shift in perspective. Everything switches. It's kind of like those, I don't know what they're called, those drawings where you see like two things. At first, you just see like one. You'll see like two faces kind of looking towards each other. You go, oh, that's two faces. And then you'll look a little longer. Oh, and then I think it's like a sand timer in the middle. One of those hourglasses. And then it's like you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. And then when you're seeing it, now you're seeing both. At first, you're only seeing one thing, the two faces. And then it's like someone kind of said, yeah, but did you see the sand timer? And you're like, what sand timer? Huh? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So you can't unsee it. Now every time you look, you're seeing it. Yeah, you see the two faces, but yeah, you see the sand timer. At the exact same time, you're seeing both. That's kind of what it's like. Yes, you're seeing another, but you're also seeing the one. You're seeing in the one in the apparent too. Right? You're seeing the unity in the diversity. Right? And then as this kind of matures, if it matures, then there's that God, the stage of God realization. You're seeing God in everything. You're seeing the creator in all creation. You're seeing the divine in the ordinary. At the same time, you're also seeing the ordinary in the divine. You're seeing the creator in the creation, and you're also seeing the creation in the creator. And that's where it gets kind of, like I said, at that point, your mind says, that's too crazy. I can't understand that. Because you can't. It's too paradoxical. It doesn't make sense. The mind just starts to kind of go kind of numb or something. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it does, but because when it happened here is I wasn't actually reading about this stuff or trying to learn it or anything like that. The experience happened, and then it changed. It transformed me. Right? So hopefully that analogy helps. Hopefully, if you're interested in what it is, hopefully that kind of gives a little bit better understanding or entertainment, whatever it is. But just thought I'd share that with you.